My grandfather's will said his fortune would go to the grandson who could solve his murder, and I knew who did it. I was sitting in that stuffy law office when the attorney read out the most bizarre will I'd ever heard. My grandfather had left his entire fortune to whichever grandson could prove who murdered him. The thing is, everyone thought he died naturally in his sleep. But I knew better because I'd been there that night, and I saw exactly what happened. Let me back up a bit. My grandfather was this eccentric old man who made his money in real estate back in the 70s. He owned half the buildings in downtown, and everyone knew he was loaded. The family always joked about who would inherit what when he passed. There were 5 grandsons total, and we all had our own reasons for needing that money. The night he died, I was crashing at his place because I'd gotten into another fight with my roommate about rent. I was broke, had been for months, and Grandpa always let me stay in his guest room when things got rough. That particular evening, I couldn't sleep because of this weird noise coming from downstairs. It sounded like someone was moving furniture around, which was strange because Grandpa always went to bed at 9 sharp. I crept down the stairs, trying not to make them creak, and peered around the corner into his study. What I saw made my blood run cold. My cousin was standing over Grandpa's desk, rifling through papers with a flashlight. Grandpa was sitting in his chair, but something was wrong. His head was tilted back at an unnatural angle, and he wasn't moving at all. My cousin looked up suddenly, and our eyes met across the dark room. Neither of us moved for what felt like an eternity. Then he slowly raised his finger to his lips in a shushing motion. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might burst out of my chest. I backed away slowly and went upstairs, but I couldn't shake what I'd seen. The next morning, the housekeeper found Grandpa dead in his study chair. The family doctor said it looked like a heart attack, probably brought on by his age and all the stress from his recent business dealings. Everyone seemed to accept this explanation, but I knew better. I'd seen my cousin there that night, and Grandpa had been dead when I looked into that room. For weeks after the funeral, I wrestled with what to do. Part of me wanted to go to the police, but I had no proof beyond what I'd witnessed. Plus, my cousin had always been the golden child of the family. He had this successful career, a perfect marriage, and everyone looked up to him. Who would believe me over him, especially given my recent string of bad luck and money problems? Then came the reading of the will and everything changed. The attorney explained that Grandpa had been suspicious about his own safety in the weeks before his death. He'd apparently been receiving threatening letters from someone trying to buy his properties, and he'd become paranoid about his family's true intentions. So he'd crafted this elaborate test to see which grandson would seek justice for his death. The rules were simple but terrifying. We had 30 days to present our case to a panel of 3 retired judges. Whoever